busy week awaits Omaha as they become the next pit stop on the debut road trip for Corpus Christi. Today's match is brought to you by Centris. It's the Owls and the Sharks preparing for battle in Middle America. Welcome to Morrison Stadium on ESPN+. My name is Mark Schoenster, excited to get this one going for you. UD Omaha, their second match this season against a team in its inaugural season, and this is how it's looked against teams in their first year in USL League One throughout the years. They don't take too kindly to them. As you can see, the margin, the clean sheets, of course, the Owls have been so good every single season. Worth noting that last year, the run came to an end to an inaugural season team in the playoffs against FC Naples. But in their first game this year against one of these brand new sides against Boise last Sunday, they were able to get the job done in what was a pretty wild game, starting off with quite the odd goal on the corner kick in favor of UD Omaha. And then the game would go along. Boise would find a response before halftime to make it 1-1. And the Owls are going to need to find some more offensive power. And they would look to a man off the bench. Diego Gutierrez would get one goal to give his team the lead, and that wouldn't be enough in the game. He'd have to score another to win the match for his side. And given his performance, the hometown kid has been given the right to start in this game. He's the only change in their starting lineup for Vincenzo Candella's unit. So that goes to show you how hard it is to crack into this 11, but you score a brace off the bench. That's gonna get you some recognition and get you up the sheet real quick. He's trying to resurrect his career after coming over from Monterey Bay, and that's a great way to get it going. Meanwhile, when I'm talking about getting going, Corpus Christi, what a way to start their inaugural year. 6 straight games on the road, and let's kind of paint the picture here. Given these circumstances, in these first 5 games, you're thinking maybe you want about 5 points, like a draw a game or a win in there, a couple losses. If you got 5 points after those first 5 and then you go into that final USL Cup game, that one kind of stands on its own. But 5 points after 5 games, I think you feel really good if you're Eamon Zayat. You're just trying to pick up points where you can, and someone who can help you do that is goalkeeper James Talbot. What a performance he had on Tuesday against Knoxville. This is a guy that Eamon Zayat thinks may just be the best goalkeeper in the league now. There's some great competition at that spot, but the performance on Tuesday certainly was helpful in demonstrating that. His hands will be full again today against Omaha. Every point is valuable for Corpus Christi early in the season, but will Omaha be so kind with their faithful crowd in the wings? Should be a good one today on ESPN+. Lineups and kickoff are up next.
It's an age-old tradition, sneaking a taste before it's ready to serve. But when you see the Finest Reserve label, you just can't help yourself. Because you know an immersive, unexpected flavor experience awaits. The passion and the creativity are felt and tasted in every bite, twisting contemporary cuisine in satisfying new ways. It makes it almost impossible not to want to taste it before the meal. Finest Reserve. Every flavor tells a story.
Mi nombre es Josué Aaron Gómez y soy del Paso, Texas. Creo que significaría mucho para mí, para mi futuro. Creo que al terminar mi carrera futbolística, creo que poder implementar lo que voy a aprender en la escuela, creo que eso va a ser muy importante para mí y para mi futuro.
Who's just playing ball? Brother, he's too good at it. He's nice. Oh, you go, Nothing even need for him. Good job, brother. Yeah.
Today's match is brought to you by Centris. It's UD Omaha and Corpus Christi doing battle here. Mark Schoenster with you on ESPN+. Let's take a peek at some starting lineups. before we get this one going. First off, for Union Omaha, just one change from their victory against Boise last week, and it's the hero, Diego Gutierrez, stepping into the lineup over on the right-hand side, but him and Ors Navarro may swap throughout the game over on those winger positions, and then Pato Batelafaz will finish out that trio up top, along with what is just a great roster in general. Meanwhile, for Ayman Zayed, 3 adjustments from his game on Tuesday against One Knox. The midfield and up top, you're going to see some switches. Alexis Cerritos getting his first start as a Shark. Meanwhile, Dietrich and Medina being plugged into the middle of the pitch here. The big thing for them is, can they withstand the barrage that they're anticipating to suffer against here against the Owls? Another windy day in Omaha. Right now it's around 20-mile-per-hour winds, sitting in the upper 50s, as our head official, Igor Baich, is getting ready to sound the whistle and get this one going. Now we're off and running. A little psych out to get us going here between Union Omaha and Corpus Christi. The Owls trying to stack positive results. Meanwhile, Corpus Christi, it is quite the long stretch of road games to start the year. Any result that isn't a loss is something they're going to take and be happy with, especially against a quality side like this in Union Omaha. Mark Schoenster with you here on the broadcast. It's certainly going to be an interesting matchup. Of course, Union Omaha, a juggernaut in USL League One year in and year out, and they once again have a strong side to foot this season. Against the brand new unit in USL League One, Corpus Christi, though, I wouldn't get it too twisted. This is a good roster that Corpus Christi has at their disposal. Some League One vets, some vets from other leagues, and of course they're coached by Ayman Zayed, who already has experience in USL League One and has won competitions, has won a trophy in USL matches and leagues. Won the first USL Cup 2 years ago before the USL Championship got involved. So it's certainly not a side that is entirely brand new to knowing what it takes to win in this league. But they are dealt a devastating hand to start the season. Don't think you're going to see the full strength of this Corpus Christi team until later in the year, once they can actually get into a rhythm, have some home matches. But they're not going to let those excuses keep them from giving it a good fight here today. Yunus Boudadi clearing that one out for a throw-in for the visitors. As this game goes along, any chance that the visitors have to enjoy some possession, I think they need to take good advantage of. Owls get the ball. They don't tend to let go of it, especially with the Omaha locale here supporting them. 3-2 win last Sunday, though, for Omaha. Vincenzo Candela saying early on in the season, you just got to find a way to win games and get results. And that was their third game in the span of a week, and the first 2 were on the road. Knew it was going to be a slow start to the game, but once they settled in, the tempo was really good. They were able to break the press that Boise threw their way. Resilient, and Candela very proud of the buy-in. His first full year in charge of Union Omaha, though he was the man at the helm for a good bulk of last season after the departure of Dom Casciato. Able to bring back a lot of the faces from that team last year. This will roll just too far ahead. Faz, the one rushing down trying to get there. Oh, we missed this man in his wardrobe in USL League One last season, Eamon Zayed. Always dripped out with a sweater. I'll be curious to see if he maintains that pattern, though, at Corpus Christi this summer. Kadiri swerving inside, will chop it back over to his left for Cabral. It's a bit of a quicker turnaround for Corpus Christi. The Owls going from Sunday to Saturday. The Sharks, though, Tuesday to Saturday here after playing on the road in Knoxville against the reigning champs. A 0-0 draw on the road. Eamon Zayed said down the road he wouldn't be happy with the way they played in the game, but as of right now, he feels pretty good about how that one ended up. Suffering a lot in that game, in many ways basically just surviving on the road. And look, it's a brand new team, and you get a clean sheet as well against Knoxville. I mean, that's pretty great. So context is so important in this league, because if you're just looking at wins, losses, and draws, you're going to lose a good chunk of understanding about how a season is going for a team. Both of these sides are well aware that the product that they are putting on the pitch right now is going to be drastically different by the end of the season. It's going to be drastically different in a month or two, as the Owls are on the prowl. Swerving cross sent in for Faz, but it's straight at the goalkeeper. James Talbot able to react. Didn't have to do any diving. He's going to complain about how wide open the number 9 is, though. No one around him. That's someone you cannot allow to operate right there in front of goal. I mean, if he's able to redirect it in either direction, that's going to be a really difficult task for Talbot. He got lucky that it was within his vicinity. And the 29-year-old striker, Pato Faz, will be wishing he had done better with that given the circumstances. Meanwhile, there's Vincenzo Candela. Looking for another 3 points here. Gutierrez. I think that was prevented from being a corner kick, and well, now looks like it's given to be a goal kick, which is pretty shocking. Seemed pretty clearly on its way to be a corner, only to get knocked away for what you would have thought would have been a throw-in, but instead Corpus Christi get out of this one without having to suffer anything. Nice break here for the visitors. Curious to see how much the wind affects the ball in the air, especially on these goal kicks when either Talbot or Nuhu are lofting the ball in the air. It's not something that really bothers Coach Candela too much, though. He said that really, you get to the pitch, you see it's windy, they're not going to make too many major changes, as a foul is committed and a free kick is going to be incoming for Corpus Christi. This is another scenario where the wind could be a factor. I mean, look at the Parliament's banner behind the goal. Some of the flags that are there right next to it as well. Definitely gonna have an impact on the service here. Set piece is a spot where Corpus Christi feel like maybe they could get a goal on the road. Jackson Dietrich, the one standing behind this dead ball. Let's see what the veteran midfielder can do from this spot. He'll roll it short. Right back to him, Dietrich. That's well defended. Nothing easy. And now the Owls could be on the break. Potentially a 2-on-1. Gutierrez making his run. Cutting inside. Now he shoots. And making the stop once again, James Talbot. You figured his name would be called frequently in this game, and he's already had to make a couple stops. Gutierrez with the brace last game off the bench. Was looking to get his third of the year already. You know he's operating with some confidence after how the last game went. And he's got the quality to play well in this league. Couple of moments early in this match for Union Omaha, but nothing to show for it. And this is the kind of start that Eamon Zayed and Corpus Christi were anticipating. He said, we're going to have to deal with wave after wave, and it could start early in the game. He warned his guys about it. He expected that Union Omaha would try to get things going very quickly and catch them on their ankles. Eamon Zayed said, we're going to need a massive team performance in this match. And within all that defending, perhaps a moment in transition could pop up for the Sharks. But right now, it's the Owls who have had the most quality chance in transition, and they're going to push forward once again. Cross curling in. And a push on the back will mean a free kick. No corner kick. Gutierrez once again the center of attention here. Mentioned the wind earlier, Vincenzo Candela. Doesn't seem to be too moved by making any adjustments the day of when seeing the wind whipping around, and he has a good point. They practice in it every day, so they're kind of already adjusted to it and used to it. He said it's built into our DNA and honestly could suit the way we play, so certainly won't warrant any altering of the game plan if it's particularly gusty. Ors Navarro laid it out too far ahead of Budati. Took a deflection, so it will be a corner kick. And it's the first corner of the game for Union Omaha. And these corner kicks are presented by Modelo. Always love the chant in the crowd over the years. The Omaha fans getting in on the Modelo spirit. Deary with the service. Into the thickets. And escorted out of play. Goal kick for Corpus Christi. Was a good service put in a dangerous spot, but no one could fully connect on it for the Owls. The USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN+. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. It's a great slate of games today in USL League One, and they're wonderfully staggered as well. Already had Fort Wayne and the New York Cosmos earlier, and now we have this game, and then the next one won't start for another little over an hour and a half from now between Naples and Forward Madison, and then 30 minutes after that will be Sarasota and Portland. And then things wrap up late tonight over out west in the Antelope Valley. AV Alta will be up against Chattanooga. But it's great because you'll be able to, as a USL League One fan, essentially watch every single game with just a little bit of split time in the middle. Moment, an opportunity to go forward for Corpus Christi, but wasn't meant to be. Alexis Cerritos is the one sitting at the top of the formation today instead of Christian Shaney. A guy who over the years has at times played as more of an attacking midfielder, but he will be their number 9 in this 4-1-4-1 that they've been operating with to start the season. Shaney starting on Tuesday, and depending on how this game goes, imagine you might see him at some point in the match, especially if there's a chance to find a goal and either tie the game back up or take all 3 points. It's such a presence, literally and figuratively, in USL League One over the years, Christian Shaney. A big target who scores a lot of big goals. Scouting out the opposition, Vincenzo Candela was telling me that, first off, Ayman Zayed's a very intense coach who gets the best out of his guys, so they're expecting a team that'll be physical, defends hard. That side will be committed to making life difficult. Pato Batelafaz dances around the keeper, squares it into the middle, and Omaha cashes in. A slip up in the back for Corpus Christi. And the Owls are unforgiving. It's a bad back pass. Pato Batelafaz, the gracious recipient. And then he'll just square it centrally. Doesn't really matter who's on the receiving end of this one, but it will be Brandon Knapp who slots it home on the open goal. Not a guy who gets on the score sheet too often, Brandon Knapp, but a player who's so valuable for all the dirty work he does for Union Omaha. So the fans will be happy with him getting the chance to get on the score sheet for once. The 25-year-old from Abingdon, Maryland, opening up the score sheet for the Owls here today. This puts Corpus Christi into a tough spot because you know they're going into this game trying to be defensively focused, and obviously you don't abandon that, but at the same time, you have to now opt to show some aggressiveness at some point in the match because you can't just sit on a 1-0 result the entire time. We'll see when they really flip that switch because you wouldn't anticipate them deviating too much at the moment. But now that question is in the air as Union Omaha have taken the lead and will hold possession And they're just gonna dare the Sharks to stretch themselves a little bit more in trying to find the ball. And that'll fall right into the laps of the Owls. And they're prepared for an all-out war against Corpus Christi. Gutierrez swerving inside, he'll shoot! Another stop from Talbot. Had to get down low real quick. And now he's aching. He's grabbing his left knee. The 28-year-old Irish goalkeeper. It does not look comfortable for Talbot. I don't know if it was on the save or on the follow-through to get the ball. Either way, clacking his knee against the turf. "20 minutes into this game, Union Omaha with the 1-0 lead. Thanks to a connection between Pato Botello-Foz and Brandon Knapp. First assist of the league season for Botello-Foz, though he did have a goal and an assist in that Open Cup shellacking they had. Break out the glue stick. Just trying to do everything they can to give Talbot the chance to keep playing in this game, though if he can't, Mason McCready, the Scottish goalkeeper on the sideline, would be the name they'd be calling to. Not unfamiliar with USL League One play, having played at Texoma last season, so they wouldn't be going to someone entirely green, which isn't the luxury that everybody has in this league. Sometimes you have to rely on a real young, inexperienced player to be sitting behind you, but this isn't the first rodeo for McCready. But that is a conversation that may need to be had later, depending on how Talbot holds up, but it's not a conversation we need to be having right now, because he's gonna keep going with the grimace on his face, mind you. So a goal conceded, and then your goalkeeper, who has already stepped up in this game and really stepped up in the midweek against Knoxville. Certainly can have a way to deflate, as we're seeing some fireworks on the pitch here for Union Omaha. Some fancy footwork being displayed. They've got some footballers, the Owls. And it's those kind of skills being put on display that Eamon Zayed was alluding to. And we were talking about this game. He called it the toughest matchup so far because of how they play. They're such a strong attacking team, and they also have some great options off the bench, as this one's slipped up forward for Knapp. Whipping it in. And Pato Botello-Foz could not quite keep that in bounds and redirected towards goal. And get a load of this. Woo! Sami Khediri. Always love when there's a little pizzazz on the pitch. Pizzazz on the pitch and performance from the Parliament. This is an Owl team that's going to come at you at 100 miles per hour, pressing, repressing. And it was that pressure that has awarded them a goal in this game. Look at Sergio Navarro here, winning it back for the Owls. Now they'll start flying in the other direction. Budati with the cross, nodded towards goal and over the crossbar. Once again, Pato Batella-Faz getting involved. Not even 25 minutes into this game, and the Owls' number 9 has had his way in several moments, including on the goal. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and USL League One. From the grassroots to the pros, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. I think these Owls, not only, of course, enjoying the way this game is going, but I think they're just in general enjoying playing here at Morrison Stadium. Vincenzo Candela has been very complimentary of Creighton. So the guys really like the wide pitch. Really lends to their strengths. And they are utilizing all the acreage here right now. Budati once again sends it inside. Batella-Faz tried the redirect with the ankle. Corpus Christi will try to see if they can get anything going forward. Arthur Medina lofting it up ahead. The closest there was Ignacio Bayon, or commonly called Nacho. Two guys that have a little bit more of a history than the rest of the players on this team. Bubu Medina and Nacho Abeyal having been on the roster prior to the step up to USL League One. So just have more of that pre-built chemistry. Kadiri inside of Gutierrez. And drawing the foul nicely there is Jackson Dietrich. Shielding off the ball, getting between him and the player. And that's an earned pat on the back from Gutierrez. All it takes is a quick step. It's crafty work. Striker doesn't like it when that happens, but the fact of the matter is it's a pretty common and valuable asset in the playbook for a defender. So this is game number 3 of 6 in the opening road stretch for Corpus Christi. Recipe for success, according to Ayman Zayed, is that it all starts on the defensive side, on and off the ball. Couldn't help but bemoan that not only is it a 6-game road stretch, but it's also such a tough schedule. I mean, you go from Knoxville to now having to come here on the road against Union Omaha. When the goal right now at the beginning of the season is just gain some confidence, and so their objective is just put points on the board where they can find it, grow some of that confidence, and then in time, that chemistry up top, the interplay, it'll come. But that just takes days on the pitch, match days on the pitch, and then also training throughout the week. But what you can't control right now is how organized you are on the defensive side, and they certainly were successful and hanging on and getting a point against Knoxville, but right now find themselves trailing 1-0 to the Owls, and Union Omaha seem much more likely to find a second than Corpus Christi are to find a first. Samuel Owusu drawing the foul there, and now action will resume. Younes Boudadi. Probably one of his less impressive crosses in the game so far. They've called his name quite a few times already here in the first 30 minutes. And it actually took a glance, so ultimately, still a pretty productive corner kick, all things considered. It'll be another corner kick presented by Modelo. Oh, that one just held up against the post. A near recreation of that awkward goal Omaha scored on Sunday. Of course, that one more redirected as opposed to going straight to the goalkeeper. In all honesty, makes it even a tougher ask for James Talbot. He gets the job done, and it was shaky. He was able to execute. Cerritos goes down, draws the set piece, and in a game where the Owls have dictated the majority of the play, this is how the visitors could find a counterpunch on the set piece. Eamon Zayed felt pretty good about what his team can do in these spots. Been able to work on that and get some nice ones down pat. Driven ball, and Rashid Nuhu. First time today getting activated. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site. SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. Pushing forward here is Abayal. Nacho Abayal, one of the returning players to this team from the USL 2 days, and he's able to earn his side a corner kick. This will be a corner kick presented by Modelo. Dietrich, still in the mixer. It's a scuffle for the ball, not out of the woods. Wind-up effort blocked away. A shot taken to the head, and the ref is going to stop it immediately to check for a concussion. That was a beaming shot. Take it straight to the dome. Sacrificial defending. I believe that's Sergio Ors Navarro, and it is. An absolute rattler for the second-year pro. I'll have you seeing stars. It's good refereeing. Ball gets cleared away, and immediately he knows what needs to be done. Igor Bajc sounding his whistle, making sure that any head contact is immediately assessed. Sure, it does stop a flurry of chances here for Corpus Christi, but the priority list obviously goes safety and then fairness after that. So now it'll be a drop ball. And the visitors will once again try and get to work here. A goal scored in the 17th minute off of a bad back pass. This one's juggled up into the air. Player down now for Corpus Christi. Dietrich gets back up on his feet though. That's a nice little step, and there'll be a goal kick awarded. Jack Keeney making the foray forward, the center back. Well, one of the big things that Vincenzo Candela highlighted that they needed to do in this game, they haven't had to do yet, and that's limit Christian Cheney, who is starting on the bench. They may be calling upon his services, though, as the game wears along, should the scoreline maintain the way it is. Meanwhile, the Owls will keep working without Cheney on the pitch to worry about. Gutierrez feeds it inside. Patello Faz lays it out to Guidiri. Curling ball, not at a cross goal. And now Shannon Gomez will take it up the pitch. Push from behind, that'll be a free kick. The other element to this game, though, that the Owls wanted to do was control the game in possession, and they have certainly done that so far. Vincenzo Candela challenging his guys to go be brave, to break through the mid-block that Corpus Christi can set up. They've got the footballers to do it, and they've demonstrated that. Had several great chances conjured throughout this matchup, and are able to convert on the mishap from the opposition. As always, good attendance from the Omaha faithful, bringing the noise and sitting on those stony step seats. I don't know what you would call those, if we're being honest. Got the nice little turf patches on top of them, though. It's nice, up and personal, though, for the fans in attendance. Here's Gabriel Cabral trying to sneak it forward unsuccessfully. Well, the Owls will reload and push forward once again. At this point in the game, possession at roughly 60% in favor of the Owls. Omaha have done what they set out to do here in the first 40 or so minutes. As the game wears along, the opportunities to extend this lead will begin to present themselves as Corpus Christi try to push and find an equalizer. Budati feeds it to Sergio Ors Navarro. Good to see him still playing in the match. Took one from the team earlier to keep it at 1-0. Whether he did so consciously or not, he was in the position to do so, and, well, his body was used as a shield. Guidiri, once again showing apt along the touchline. I mean, the composure in those tight spots, very impressive. Had that pass earlier. A little juggling action, and doesn't feel like he gets shaky at all, despite being stuck in a hard spot. Here's Pearson Fuso. Was storming forward, and now has the ball stripped away from him. And Fuso, a player that has been playing more so as a center back in training, but had to makeshift be put into the left back spot for the game on Tuesday, and did so well that they're gonna give him another go again here today. Here's a look at the foul. Late, well away from the ball, Jackson Dietrich committing the foul. Sammy Gadiri. He'll play it short. Returned right back to him. That one couldn't be kept in bounds by Gutierrez. And so with 5 minutes to go, Corpus Christi will get possession. This isn't even Zayed's first rodeo when it comes to launching a new team into USL League One. So he has some lessons that he's taken from his 2022 season into this year. Talked about just how difficult it is for first-year clubs in this league. Starting from scratch offers a lot of challenges, and they've only had 6 weeks of preseason to sort of lay the groundwork, so his approach is to be a bit more adaptable this go-around and not be too stuck on one particular style, especially when it comes to what you're doing offensively. Trying to get those defensive foundations laid first. Gutierrez to his right. And right there, Cabral essentially getting mugged as running by was Sam Roscoe. It's a promising moment, but Cabral just poor on his first touch, hits the brakes, and Sam Roscoe was running by and bundled into him. Could be a potential direct shot from here, though, for Union Omaha. We'll see how ambitious they're feeling. Brett Coleman and Sergio Ores Navarro having a conversation about, I think, the wall that's being formed by Corpus Christi. Getting some advice from the veteran center back. It's Ores Navarro and Edric Caceres by the ball. Ores Navarro lets it fly. Not quite on target. He liked the shape of the shot, but just couldn't get it on frame. That's a good pace. The height wasn't too bad, just you have to get it so right on a free kick. Down the right-hand side, Nacho Abeyal. Squaring it in centrally. Thomas Pondeca was there, but they couldn't connect. A quick chance for Corpus Christi, but couldn't be converted. And now the Owls will once again put matters back in where they've been for most of this first half. Oh, that's nicely done. Gutierrez, one-on-one with Gomez. Stepping inside. Gutierrez trying to play it up top. Cabral was awaiting on the other side. Caceres wins it back for the Owls. And his curling shot, or pass I should say, goes to no one in particular. Here's a peek on the other end. Possibly the best opportunity of the day for Corpus Christi. If Pondeca can get any of that, you're liking your chances that's in the back of the net. This one chipped up to Guidiri. Lifted into the middle. Ors Navarro couldn't reach it, just a little too tall a pass. James Talbot will essentially square that one up, clean the ball, kill a couple extra seconds, as we now see 4 minutes of added time tacked on here. Had a goal, and of course that extended stoppage with Talbot going down, and then Sergio Ors Navarro taking a shot to the head. Late contact from Guidiri. Free kick for the visitors, and that one's gonna ache for a little bit for Nacho Abeyal. Corpus Christi looking for something to hang their hat on before the halftime whistle. Something to give the fans back at home something to cheer about. I believe there's a watch party at Dave & Buster's back at Corpus Christi, so talk about a fun outing on a Saturday. Watch some footy and then go play some games. I always enjoyed getting a chance to play some Guitar Hero whenever I get out to an arcade. Also, who doesn't love some Pac-Man? Shannon Gomez conversating with the fourth official about just how specific do we need to be about a free kick from this distance. Don't think it really makes much of a difference either way. But once again, attack. Ball lobbed in. The second effort from Ors Navarro helps it get out of danger for the Owls. Good sliding challenge. A lot of numbers in tight quarters for Corpus Christi. And now Cabral just booting it up the pitch. 2 of the 4 added minutes have already transpired. The Owls with the goal, and they may be hunting for another. Budati. Not enough juice on that pass. Was looking to find the goal scorer, Brandon Knapp. Cerritos. To Pondeca. Cerritos with some room to operate as the ball's fed to him. Feeds it into the center. And that touch just too heavy from Abeyal. Got away from him, and then the gates in front of him shut. They're finding some room to operate here just outside the 18 though, Corpus Christi. A lot of space being afforded to them in front of that back line. Dietrich trying to slip it through as Abeyal. It's not a bad idea. Brett Coleman, though, read it the entire way. Yunus Budati with the outside of his boot feeds Ors Navarro. Lovely turn. Ors Navarro to Knapp. Telefaz couldn't spray that out to Gutierrez in time. Gomez didn't have the angle there. And with 20 seconds to go, the Owls will be looking to make this the last bit of interaction, if any. There's your halftime whistle. It's pretty much gone according to game plan for the Owls. Up 1 goal. It was a dangerous and loose back pass from Corpus Christi that Pato Botello-Foz jumped on and then danced by the goalkeeper and fed it to Brandon Knapp to finish the job. 1-0 your scoreline after 45. They held possession, they dictated the tempo. A lot for them to feel good about, but it's just a 1-goal game, so at any given moment, the script could be flipped quickly in favor of Corpus Christi should the tides change. But we got halftime content coming up next on ESPN+. We'll see you on the other end of this break.
Life is filled with moments, some monumental, some mere seconds. Moments we often take for granted as we worry and anticipate all the moments to come. At Woodman Life, we help ease that worry with our affordable life insurance and retirement products. We work to protect financial security, community pride.
I think there's like a younger version of me that's kind of in disbelief. It's so special.
That one. All right.
This little guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who's this new person? It's a kitten!
No
Is
way!
that a kitten? That's a kitten! Oh.
Yeah, they're actually coming closer to us.
I have to say, my heart is so full.
Tune in to Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom Protecting the Wild, Saturday mornings on NBC, or stream anytime on Peacock and NBC.com.
Back here in Morrison Stadium where it's 1-0 in favor of Union Omaha. Mark Schoenster with you on ESPN+. It's about gone according to the script for the Owls up to this point. We'll see if that continues in the second half, but first we've got some halftime content coming your way. Let's take a look at the team of the week, which it is very Owl-centric. You see 4 players on the starting 11, and then of course Vincenzo Candela winning Coach of the Week. I mean, that's what's going to happen when you have, first off, an explosive Open Cup game, and then you get in and play a dramatic matchup against Boise and get the job done. With that in mind, now let's take a look at the other weekly awards, the goals and save of the week.
League One second team selection the year before last. Brett, great ball to the far side, left behind by Fitch, who gets it back from Siobhan John Brown. A lovely flowing move from Spokane, and they get the opener.
Spokane dominated its matchup with the Cosmos thanks to link-up plays like this. Nico Brett with a beautiful curling pass forward, and Siobhan John Brown has options. Simon Fitch has eyes forward, and Jack Denton trails him. The ball goes to Fitch, though, with plenty of space, and a watchful eye on Jack Denton with the first touch finish. A beautiful passing play all around. The Velocity are in sync for your select USL League One goal of the week.
Godwin tries this into the 6, just in the spot, disrupts it, fired, and Cash makes the save. Oladapo, a howitzer, is saved by Cash.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if If your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Today, we accomplished nothing. I mean it, not a thing. And it was kind of everything.
This spring, stay 3 nights and get a $50 Best Western gift card.
Prinks Tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines. From early mornings to late nights. From fun with friends to winner takes all. From the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks Tires will be there for the long haul.
USL League One kicks off. Players Shield winners. He does it again. Their first ever goal in club history.
That was absolutely amazing.
This is cool.
This is so cool.
Releasing an animal back into its habitat is what conservation is about. Hi. We have 3 newborn cubs to this mama.
Watch Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, Protecting the Wild. Weekend mornings on NBC.
We welcome you back here to Omaha, Nebraska, where Union Omaha are up 1-0 over the inaugural season of Corpus Christi Football Club. Mark Schultzer with you here on the broadcast. Let's take a look at what Union Omaha has coming up in their upcoming slate. We kind of touched base on what Corpus Christi is doing, but this is what the Owls have coming up, and this doesn't include the game they have coming up on Tuesday in the U.S. Open Cup against Indy 11, which is going to be a big matchup. The Owls have got a bit of a penchant for pulling off cup sets year after year, so they'll be looking to do it again against the USL Championship side on the road on Tuesday, before then making the long trip to AV Alta. With that, this isn't the first game of the day in USL League One, so let's take a peek at some of the highlights from the first match of the day between 2 of the other inaugural clubs this season, both looking for their first win in USL League One history. And it's the home side, the New York Cosmos, that would get that. Sebastian Guenzati with a goal in the first half, the longtime veteran slotting it through, and he would be matched by his teammate Davide Galazzini, who would get the job done in the 49th minute, opening in the early stages of the second half to ice the victory and give the Cosmos their first 3 points in their tenure in USL League One. Fort Wayne will continue to look to see if they can find their first 3 points in their next match as we look at what's coming up for the rest of the day. Once this one's done, Naples and Madison and Sarasota Paradise and Portland Hearts of Pine not too far behind the end of this match. I'd also heavily recommend AV Alta versus the Chattanooga Red Wolves later tonight. That's going to be a game where both sides are kind of going to get what they want. AV Alta like having the ball. Chattanooga are totally fine without it. So which team is better at executing their brand of football on the night? Can't wait to see how that one unfurls. With that in mind, we're going to step aside and give you the halftime update here. We'll see you later on ESPN+.
It is halftime in USL League One. We hope you're enjoying your match so far. I'm Dan Lucas inside the USL studio with a look at some of the headlines from the week. Union Omaha's home opener in Week 3 was memorable for forward Diego Gutierrez, who scored twice in a 3-2 win over AC Boise. Gutierrez joined Union Omaha before this season, returning to the field where he played his college soccer at Creighton University. And in his 100th League One appearance, midfielder Luis Gil, the former U.S. national team player, scored a goal in a 3-1 win over the New York Cosmos, the first ever 2-0 start for Spokane. League One made some noise in round 1 of the U.S. Open Cup. sending 7 clubs into the second round. And some intriguing regional matchups against USL Championship competition. Charlotte Independence will face Charleston Battery, while the Richmond Kickers host Loudoun United. Upcoming matches to watch in the championship. Saturday, April 4th, big battle atop the Eastern Conference. Louisville City hosting Charleston Battery. Saturday, April 18th, Charleston back on CBS SN hosting Tampa Bay Rowdies. And then the Prinks Tires USL Cup on April 25th. Hartford Athletic hosts rival Rhode Island on CBS SN. This is the USL halftime update. We're getting close to the second half. Let's send you back to your match.
My name is Blake Malone, and I'm a center back for Union Omaha. The partnership between Bellevue University and Union Omaha enables me to continue my career as a professional soccer player, as well as extending my time and learning to get another degree, and for that I am very thankful. I would say reach out. Bellevue University has been very, very kind and generous to us. They're very responsive, they have great people working up front, so I would say go, give it a reach, look out, and see if it works for you.
To be a part of Nebraska medicine
Hi, welcome.
Good to see you.
is to be a part of something extraordinary.
Nebraska Medicine, how may I help you?
Because these are the doors
How are you?
that open doors
That went really well.
to growth
Hey.
and opportunity for each other and for our community. For those who know that the academic experience,
You know what? I agree.
the life experience that you get here is beyond what you can get anywhere else.
Doing great.
And that's exactly why here is where you belong. Nebraska medicine, together extraordinary.
The second half, moments away from getting started. Mark Schuster with you here on ESPN Plus 1-0, your scoreline in favor of Los Bujos. Let's catch you up on everything that took place in the first 45 minutes, and it's going to be pretty Omaha-centric. Keep that one from crossing the goal line. And so the highlights were leaning in one way, and the numbers would also suggest it as well. So the eye test and the numbers both match up. The Owls have been in control. But the important factor to acknowledge is that it's just a 1-0 game. And Corpus Christi, near the end of that first half, we're starting to find some moments offensively. We're getting some space to operate just outside the penalty area. And if they can take it one or two passes further, An equalizer could be there for theirs to take, and they still haven't seen Christian Cheney play in this game at all, starting on the bench in this match. If this is how the game looks as the game continues from the first half going into the second, I imagine you're going to see the big number 9 come in, and he could be the game changer that Ayman Zayed's side need. The Owls will be looking to maintain the vibes as the game has gone so far and be ready for Cheney once he gets onto the pitch. We'll welcome you back in here to Morrison Stadium on ESPN+. The Owls will go left to right, Corpus Christi right to left. Our head official for the match, Igor Bajc. Once he gets all of his boxes checked, they'll be off and running once again here from Omaha. Around 60 degrees right now in Omaha. 18-mile-per-hour winds. So technically the winds have died down just a hair from when the game started. And I mentioned that at some point in time we might see Christian Cheney, and it looks like we're going to immediately see Christian Cheney. Just been alerted that he has been subbed into the match for Nacho Abayal. Are off and running here. We'll see how that changes the shape here for Corpus Christi. As you can see, Cheney taking Cerritos' spot up top, which isn't too surprising. Cerritos not really a number 9. Meanwhile, Christian Cheney is an all-and-out number 9. So you imagine Cerritos will plug back into the middle of the pitch where you see him operating right now. Doesn't have to be called to hold up as much as he did in the first half. Cheney, a master of doing that. You can chuck it up the pitch to him, he can bring it down, wait for the reinforcements, and then really get something cooking offensively. Pondeka, offside. Once again, my name is Mark Schoenster, excited to be describing the action for you here on ESPN+. The Owls looking to make it 2 straight wins in a row. Were able to beat one of the new clubs last week, Boise, and now they're trying to make Corpus Christi their next victim. The Sharks so far 2 draws to start out their inaugural season. Currently staring at a deficit right now in the face. Would be their first League One loss, as a hit to the head will result in a free kick. And I hate to do it, but I'm going to say it. No cards yet so far in this match, but I know how this works. Our head official will give a talking to here, but in the span of like a moment or two, we're going to get our first yellow card, because that's usually how this pans out. So maybe I've hopefully offered some reverse jinxing here. Driven ball, a little bit too driven, all the way out to Rashid Nuhu. Real staple in USL League One and an Owl legend. How about that intervention? Straight out wide. Ball sent into the right-hand side, and nothing doing there. Good effort from Bubu Medina to help his team win the ball back, but now contact from Pondeka will mean a free kick for the Owls. first meeting as head coaches between Vincenzo Candela and Ayman Zayed, though Candela was on the coaching staff for the Owls under Dom Casciato and coached against Ayman Zayed in that capacity. And it's also not the first time they've gone against each other in a more direct capacity. Cheney made some contact with that one on the distribution, but couldn't quite bring it into his clutches. As I was saying, though, Candela and Zayed, both former USL players, they have matched up against each other on the pitch. One of the games I could find was May 5th, 2018, Charleston Battery and Charlotte Independence in a bit of a Carolina clash. Ayman Zayed starting up top for the Jacks. Meanwhile, Vincenzo Candela anchoring in the midfield for the Charleston Battery. And in that game, the Battery would end up winning 2-0 at home. So they've already met in a couple contexts prior to this, Candela and Zayed, and now they are the minds trying to help the team that they have assembled best the other from the sideline. Cerritos playing it out to the right-hand side. Curling ball in for Cheney! Christian Cheney makes contact, but he couldn't bring it down. It's much more comfortable now for Corpus Christi. Alexis Cerritos can tuck in behind Christian Cheney where he's much better to operate, and Christian Cheney just provides such a fantastic target inside the box, something they were lacking in that first 45 minutes. You gave him the rest that you needed, but the moment that halftime whistle went down, you wonder if one of the first things that Ayman Zayed was saying to his coaching staff was, all right, we bring in the big guns to start the second half. That's a lovely ball going forward. Younes Boudadi slotting it in the middle. Wind up, and oh, it's put over top. Diego Gutierrez. Too much time to think. Put on a silver platter. This ball from Boudadi slips by everybody. Oh, perhaps a bit of a last second thought from Gutierrez as both him and Caceres were closing in on the ball. Just for a split second, potentially there's thought that, oh, maybe my guy's gonna take it instead of me. You lose your focus, and then suddenly that ball is just lifting over top. The Owls, once again, on the move. Where's Navarro? Hang it out to Owusu. Boudadi sliding it in again. Takes the deflection, it's out for a corner kick. Couple of good moments going forward for Union Omaha. And now they've earned themselves a corner kick presented by Modelo. And this time, it's in front of the Parliament. So Sami Gadiri. With the wind whipping at his back. Not out of the woods yet. This shot bouncing through, cleared off the line. The Sharks able to hang tight. Now Owusu with all the time in the world to think about where he'll progress with this ball. Younes Boudadi, who has been very aggressive from that right back spot throughout this game, and it's been to good effect. Belgian fullback coming over from Las Vegas Lights. Can he keep it in bounds here? He is successful. Now Ors Navarro stepping in. Sergio Ors Navarro! It's just skating wide. This right flank causing a lot of damage for the Owls. Sergio Ors Navarro and Yunus Boudadi have been combining all game. They're giving Pearson Fuso and the left portion of that structure for Corpus Christi all they can handle. And that's that fluidity that this Owls team has been able to display under Vincenzo Candela. Dietrich up to Cheney. Christian Cheney steps into a shot. And that's a calibration effort from Cheney. Well off the margin. And he's come in and provided a spark for Corpus Christi in these opening 10 minutes. Been pretty end-to-end so far to start in the second half. Both sides throwing punches, but nothing quite landing. Cheney probably had more time than he thought he did. But he'll apply pressure and earn his side of throwing. Gomez will toss it in for Corpus Christi. Kadiri able to escort it out for a goal kick. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights. Plus your live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app. Boudadi slicing it in for Brandon Knapp, the goal scorer in this matchup. That one going off the back of the head of Pondeka. He throws down Knapp for a free kick. Boudadi working his way inside to Sergio Ors Navarro. That one will slip through. Cross, lofted in, no one to receive it for the Owls. And that's exactly what you're trying to do with Christian Cheney up top. Just chuck it up and he can attempt to chest it down. He got sandwiched there between two black jerseys. Emphasis right now for Ayman Zaid and his crew is to be tough to beat. We talked about work ethic, intensity, focusing on those things more than having a particular style on the attacking side. It takes time to build a style, and he said he was a little too stubborn the first go-around when he was bringing in a new team into the fray. Oh, Boudadi, Yunus Boudadi, it's off the mark. Yunus Boudadi may have gotten away with a little push there on Pondeka, but he has been so good throughout this game, the Belgian. And that's going to be the last bit of action for Thomas Pondeka in this game is Blake Bowen, who picked up a bit of a knock here in the early stages of the season. He'll come off the bench and hope to see if he can add some extra juice to this game. I think he'll be a valuable player to this Corpus Christi team this season once he's at full health. Started in the first match, picked up an assist, and then had to miss out on the Knoxville game on Tuesday. Uh-oh. Gonna need some field crew here to fix the back of the goal. Chance for both sides to recoup and reassess to see where they're at. There's a couple ways to look at this game. If you're a Union Omaha fan, you've got to be pretty happy with how things have transpired for the most part. Out shooting, out possessing, and in general having the larger sum of chances in this game against Corpus Christi. But on the Sharks side, you've had some moments, and really the only goal you've conceded is entirely within your control. It's a bad mistake that they took advantage of. And despite all the suffering you've done in this game defensively, that's the only goal you have conceded. And that's something you can go to the tape and go, all right, well, this is what we have to do to make sure that doesn't happen again. And if you don't make that bad play, then it's 0-0 right now. And you've got a side here with the partisan fans feeling really frustrated. And not to mention, here in the second half, you've had a couple of moments to find an equalizer. I mean, if you're someone who subscribes to XG, expected goals for those unfamiliar, a bit of a metric that's used to assess the likelihood of scoring a goal at a given opportunity, and then they add up all of those moments. And it's in essence trying to predict how many goals you should have scored in a game. Right now, Union Omaha at a 1.78, Corpus Christi at a 1.29. So it's about a half a goal margin between the two in that category. I think if you're Corpus Christi, you're not too upset with a 1.29 at this point in the game, especially when your emphasis in the early stages of the season is to be tough to beat defensively. All right, let's get the knot tying crew out here. Yeah, wrap it around a couple times. Break out the Boy Scout knowledge. I tell you what, when I was camping growing up, a tent pole hate to see me coming. I'd make sure it was staked down and not moving, and I'm sure these guys have experience of similar, if not larger varieties. This game's open for anybody to check out. Maybe you can practice some hobbies while you're going at it. Got some crocheting happening here. All right, that looks pretty nice and firm. But they're gonna be safe. Bring out the duct tape. And I mentioned that it's windy today. Now, granted, that might have also had to think with some contact from a player and or ball. That seems pretty stable now. Good work, team. I consider you the MVP so far. Worth acknowledging that all of that will be tacked on as added time at the end of the game, so just something to remember for when we get a considerable amount of time tacked on at the end, and you're wondering where on earth did that come from. Well, don't forget about the goal maintenance period. All right, so both sides have had a chance to sort of decompress and reassess what's been going on. We got 30 more minutes of footballing action here on ESPN+. Omaha with the lead thanks to a first half goal from Brandon Knapp. Cabral knocked over, and it'll be a free kick for the Owls. eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. Morris Navarro trying to poke it up on the left-hand side unsuccessfully. Cabral falling inside there to Medina. Things a little sloppy here for both sides. The ball pinging around, nothing too sustained. Cheney rolling up ahead to Cerritos. He'll turn. Alexis Cerritos sliding to Christian Cheney. Cheney just lost it for a moment, but now the wind-up effort takes a glance, and it'll roll out for a corner kick. Blake Bowen trying to be an off-the-bench impact. Oh, Cheney could have just dragged that forward to himself. Obviously, that's easier said than done, but he had a wide open lane there to let it fly. And that's another corner kick presented by Modelo as Corpus Christi fish for an equalizer. Well, that's well off target. Not exactly what you're looking for there. I mean, you can be upset all you want about the way things were shaped up, but Jackson Dietrich, doesn't really matter how you ran onto that ball. Always bending out of play. You do appreciate the fire, though. Union Omaha with a busy week. Playing right now, have a game on Tuesday against the USL Championship team in the US Open Cup. They're taking it one game at a time, though. Perhaps as this game wears along, only if you find a second goal, really, can you start thinking about rotating players. A 1-0 lead is not enough to start thinking, all right, let's rotate some bodies and get some guys off so they'll be ready to go for Tuesday. But had you been able to get a more significant advantage here, then you could start thinking about that element of things, but you got to win the game in front of you. Dietrich up ahead to Cerritos. Alexis Cerritos launching it to Bowen. Blake Bowen, nice first touch. Bowen into the center, knocked away. Blake Bowen once again showing up, providing a spark. Flip that one right over Budati. Streaking in was Bubu Medina. Another Modelo corner kick, this time from the left-hand side for Corpus Christi. Bowen. That one also lackluster. That's two prime opportunities gone to the wayside for the visitors. You got that wind pushing in that direction and just not being accounted for from either service provider. Shannon Gomez places himself nicely there in that situation. Cheney. Cerritos. Drifting through the center, will play it back. And Fuso, he'll stay on that back line, allowing Bowen to go forward. Been a center back since coming to Corpus Christi, but now he's more of a left back since he's played 2 match games at that spot for Ayman Zayed, despite practicing at the center back spot throughout the preseason. It was a gamble and it paid out well. But yeah, they've had 2 different configurations on that back line to start this season, and now 3 matches, more so by necessity than anything they wanted to do. Just availability, keeping Sam Roscoe and Blake Bowen out of that starting 11. But now even with Bowen in the game, he's being afforded the ability to go up further forward. Here's another set piece. Ball ripped inside, nodded out. Second effort, sliding through! Oh, so close for Corpus Christi. You rip that ball into the mayhem. Who knows where it ends up? Not a bad look for Corpus Christi, but it wasn't to be. Things have cooled off a bit here for Union Omaha since the goal-fixing debacle. Haven't had a ton going forward. Could be onto something here, though. Cabral in the left channel. Gabriel Cabral sliding in the middle. Well defended by the center back. Now Cheney on the other side. Back to the defender. Tried to spray it out wide to Cerritos. Uh-oh. Medina letting it fly. Parried away by Nuhu. Bubu Medina on several occasions in this game has run through passing lanes like a missile. You love the enthusiasm that the Las Vegas man has demonstrated throughout this game. Took the early shot to test Rashid Nuhu, and the veteran goalkeeper more than capable of stopping it. And now a substitution for the visitors, as they're gonna bring in another veteran striker, Jake Keegan. Ageless wonder in USL League One. Subs on for Jackson Dietrich. And the journeyman goal scorer will look to see if he could score for yet another USL League One club. Over 30 goals at this level. And boy, has he been a well-traveled player. Bowen couldn't get the job done. Cabral too sturdy there in the middle of the pitch with the ball at his feet. Now we're going to get some substitutions for Union Omaha. It's going to be 3 of them. It's going to be some fresh firepower for Vincenzo Candela. So after I mentioned things were getting a little bit stale offensively, cue in the changes. So Lawrence Wotton will sub on for Gabriel Cabral. And then up top, it'll be Kempis Tequila and Adrian Billhart in for Pato Botello-Faz and Sergio Ors Navarro. They'll be looking to ice this one for the Union Omaha side that has the 1-0 lead right now. Touched forward nicely. Oh, how about that move? Gutierrez knocked over. Surely that's a booking. Our first card of the game as Diego Gutierrez, 70 minutes into the match, showing some of the burners. Excuse me. Sam Roscoe with his second yellow card of the season. Now a free kick opportunity for the Owls with the Parliament behind goal, awaiting a chance to erupt. So last time they had a free kick opportunity where they could take a shot on goal, it was Sergio Navarro who let it fly. He's no longer on the pitch, so we'll see who opts to take it here. I think Gutierrez wanted a piece of that. He's the one who drew the foul. But it'll either be Caceres or Tequila. Edric Caceres into the wall and cleared out. That's why it's so difficult to score off a free kick goal like that. You saw Sergio Navarro able to shoot and get it away from the wall, but then it was off target. It's such a thin window that you've got to thread the needle through and then also have the pace necessary to keep the goalkeeper from stopping it, of course. Paddy Langlois poking this one up the pitch, and it will roll out for a goal kick. There's Jake Keegan looking to see if he can help supply his side with the chance they need. Still 1-0 here. Just the one goal to show for Union Omaha. Corpus Christi, in many occasions, just hanging on. Cheney nods it to Keegan. Able to chop it by Gadiri. Now Gomez. Hits the brakes. Ball lofted into the 18, searching for Cheney. Now the Owls could push forward. Watton plays it up to Tequila. Into the shadows. Bill Hart up ahead to Tequila. Flag stays down. Kempis, Tequila, strutting inside. Tequila curling it wide. Trying to open his account with Union Omaha. It's a great ball fed to him. Ground covered there by Talbot. Should have had been closer on target for Tequila. Gutierrez up to Watton, finding Billhart. Adrian Billhart tried to slice it to the right post. It took a glance. It's a corner kick for Union Omaha. Another corner kick presented by Modelo. Adrian Billhart spent the last 2 years with the Richmond Kickers. He's a guy who can really be electric at this level. I'll tell you what, corner kick service here in the second half has been lackluster for both teams. How about the fighting here? And a whistle after the fact. Blake Bowen talking to our head official to make sure that there's an understanding about the decision-making process there. Free kick for the Owls incoming. I'm also readying another substitution when they get the chance. So here they come. Cheney, first on the receiving end, but he can't keep it in bounds, so a corner kick now. Which means it's another corner kick presented by Modelo. Edric Caceres from the left flag. Let's see if we can get a proper service here on one of these corner kicks. Ball whipped in, claimed by the goalkeeper. James Talbot gonna quickly distribute. Bowen with Cheney running ahead of him. Bowen knocked over by Wotton. It was really good from the midfielder up to that last little interaction. He slowed down Bowen, was able to hinder his progress, but then you just get a little too physical there. And now in comes Ryan Jiba, who will sub on for Gadiri. Jiba, one of the longer tenured players on this team. His third year with the club. Someone who can be really explosive too. From that fullback position. He'll bomb up the left-hand side. Something they've already been seeing Yunus Boudadi do throughout this game, by the way. Very aggressive with their fullbacks, Union Omaha. On the free kick, the header is over top. Still waiting for Jiba to be waved onto the game. Trying to see what the holdup is. Vincenzo Candela now giving an earful to our fourth official. Ryan Jiba trying to sub onto the match. Trying to get clarification on what's keeping Ryan Jiba off the pitch here. It's causing the fans here in attendance to get awfully antsy, and can't blame them. Roscoe slides it over to Infuso. So what I'm hearing is, as Ryan Jiba now is allowed on the pitch, much to the delight of the local fans, Gadiri took too long to get off the pitch, so the punishment was Jiba was not allowed to enter. That's the explanation that we have gotten. And now we're back to 11 v 11. So with under 9 minutes of the 90 to go, plus we'll get some good stoppage time here too, though. It's still 1-0 in favor of Union Omaha. Medina. Roll this one back to his center back, Sam Roscoe. Jiba escorting that one out nicely. She knew who will get things going again here in just a moment. He'll take all the time that he possibly can. To run for that ball, getting there first is Roscoe, and then Talbot. Great ball down the field. Cheney does well to settle it there. Gomez with Keegan winding around him. Keegan crossing it in, searching for a target, and he connects! Boo Boo Medina has been streaking throughout this game. And now he has the equalizing goal. He has been an energizer throughout this match for the visitors. And now he has a goal to show for it. It's a beautiful ball from Keegan. And that's going to get the longtime fans going. Boo Boo Medina, one of the returning players from the USL 2 side, on a 45-day contract. Already has 2 goals now in USL League One play. That's a great way to leave an impression on a timely deal. And it's 1-1 here. A draw is really all that Corpus Christi could hope for. And they're able to find an equalizer with 6 minutes to go. Now they're going to try and hang on. The Owls will be throwing everything they can at it. And when I say throw everything at it, that also means personnel-wise, Dylan Borzak is subbing into the game for Union Omaha. He'll sub on for Diego Gutierrez, so last game Gutierrez subbed on and was the hero. Now he'll sub off, and he'll be hoping that perhaps Borzak can be the guy to get the job done. The guy who missed all of last season with injury, came back healthy this season. Another guy fighting for one of those spots up top, and Vincenzo Candela thinks he can bring a different element to the attack, and they may need it here. He draws the foul off of Christian Cheney. And it's been an excellent match of football so far. And now we're all level. Tequila, he's offside. Boo Boo Medina finding the equalizer in this matchup. And we're gonna stop play for a substitution. Certainly seemed like they were afforded the time, our officiating crew, to signal for the change to happen, and didn't wave it on. So you thought maybe it would wait till the next dead ball for the substitution to occur, but instead they are now going to blow it dead. The Omaha fans' attendance not happy about it, especially because Enoch Kwakwa is a stabilizer, and he's subbing into the game for the recent goal scorer, who could be very happy with his shift today, not just because of the goal he scored, but at many times providing positive moments for his side. Yellow card issued here to Lawrence Wotton. It's not the first time he's been called for a foul, and this time is enough to cross the line for our head official. Wotton's first yellow card of the season, knocking down Cerritos. And now Cerritos will be tended to. We anticipate a significant number of stoppage time tacked on in this game, and this will be added into the calculations for our officiating crew. It's been an exciting affair. Certainly not lacking drama. Cerritos will look to muscle through it. Ball ripped over to the right-hand side and couldn't land to Keeney. Kwakwa rolling it up to Cerritos. Lovely turn and a lovely ball up the right-hand side. Keegan. His assist was a lovely cross. That one wasn't quite as good. That's not going to bounce out, so it needs to be booted. Kwakwa with the settle. And Enoch Kwakwa, who just came into the game, is very quickly earning himself a yellow card here, his second of the season. Lawrence Wetton not taking kindly to that interaction, and you can understand why. Owusu rolling up the middle of the pitch to Caceres. He tries to send that one flying down the right-hand side, and ultimately it does reach Bugatti, who's then tagged. Enoch Kwakwa once again guilty of a foul. Needs to be careful. Just got a yellow card, committing another foul, and demonstrating some distaste with the decision. Not getting in the ref's good books doing that. As I promised, a significant amount of time tacked on here, 6 minutes. As Edric Caceres tries to help Union Omaha take the lead again. Borzak. Rolling it up to Caceres. Budati with the curling service, capped in play by Owusu. Ryan Jiba with the cross. Oh, dangerous. Spinning off the boot of the defender. That could have gone in any direction. Budati. Well blocked there. I believe that's Blake Bowen out wide, who kept it not only from going in, but also from it being a corner kick. Budati. Just out of the reach of Talbot. Up in the air in the center of the box. Chested down, volleyed effort, no good. And Kwakwa will run it out of danger. Jiba with the stab. One player down. Omaha will continue. Owusu! They're bending, but they're not breaking Corpus Christi. Tequila not far away from picking that one up either. And it's a corner kick, presented by Modelo. This one has certainly been exciting. Do we have a thrilling conclusion here? Adrian Billhart drills it in. And Christian Cheney, once again, getting on the end of a corner kick defensively. Budati. Cheney once again. Here's Brandon Knapp laying it out to Billhart. Budati once more. Falls inside! Omaha recapture the lead! They kept pressing, and eventually they broke through. It was wave after wave for Los Bujos. And the spillage not properly cleaned up. It's the center back, Samuel Owusu, notching in his first goal in league play this season. Not two of the more likely names you would anticipate scoring for the Owls this season. But Owusu and Brandon Knapp are the two that have now helped the Owls have a lead here. What a dramatic evening it's been. And it's all bodies forward for Corpus Christi. Talbot launching it up. Cheney couldn't get on the end of it. Still 2 more minutes to go. Cheney tripped over. It's incidental. Tequila pokes it forward. That pass could have used a little bit more air on it. Or more pace, one or the other. Bowen nodding it ahead. And Rashid Nuhu won't pick it up until he has to. Bugatti will loft it up ahead for Tequila. And he'll go over to the corner to try to grade out more of these seconds. Owls ball with a minute to go. This has been a doozy of a game here in Omaha, Nebraska. Perhaps one chance to go forward for Corpus Christi if they could progress it. Borzak getting through several bits of contact. Dylan Borzak knocked down by Talbot. And up it goes. Cheney can't quite settle it in. And the Owls should be able to dribble this one out. Free kick awarded. Will they be afforded another moment? A hopeful ball. Settled down. Kept in the fray. Is there a last-ditch effort? Curling in and cleared out. Whistle hasn't sounded yet. We've passed the 6 minutes. Lofted ball up. Great work from Bill Hart. Tequila with all the space in front of him. Dribbling it through. Tequila will roll it out wide. The ref checks his whistle. And now it sounds a knockdown drag-out fight. The Union Omaha stands victorious at the end of. 2-1 your final score. A well-fought match. But the Parliament can celebrate, and Vincenzo Candela and his crew can hang their hat on a second straight win. What a game. I mean, that was one where there was a lot of flipping and momentum, a lot of moments very positive from Omaha throughout the game, but it was tough for them to find that second goal to get it in arm's length. And then you have to respond after the late equalizer, and they do just that. All right. 2-1 your scoreline after 90 plus minutes. What we're going to do next is step aside, and when we come back, we'll give you all of our post-game thoughts here on ESPN Plus. All 3 points going to the Owls here.
I think there's like a younger version of me that's kind of in disbelief. It's so special.
That went all right.
There's a guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who's this new person?
It's a kitten!
No way!
It's not a kitten, that's a kitten! Oh.
Yeah, they're actually coming closer to us.
I have to say, my heart is so full.
Tune in to Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom Protecting the Wild, Saturday mornings on NBC, or stream anytime on Peacock and NBC.com.
We're back here in Omaha, and we have got your man of the match, which is the game winner, Samuel Owusu, presented by Platinum Chiropractic and Wellness. Owusu getting the post-game interview right now. Had a couple of offensive chances in the final stretch of the game. The center back fell to his left, spilled out to him inside the 18, and he got the job done. So tip of the cap to the Ghanaian defender. Not always do the center backs get a lot of the limelight. So soak it in and take it up right now as we now take a look at our full-time highlights presented by Family Fare. Starting in the 17th minute, bit of an oopsie here from keep the ball low and not pop it over top. Here are your full-time stats. 32 total shots. That's just the kind of game it was today. Corpus Christi on the defending side for more of the match. The Owls doing really well to cycle around and in many cases find Yunus Boudadi for a crossover on the right-hand side. I think that the Owls will have wished this game wasn't as tense as it was. Meanwhile, Corpus Christi don't get any points here, but I think still some good things to be proud of defensively throughout the game. Fought tooth and nail to try to find a result, but Union Omaha, they are quality. This is a fantastic team and will once again be in title conversations this season in USL League One. Well, we've had quite the rolling matchup here between Union Omaha and Corpus Christi, but your final score is 2-1 in favor of Los Bujos, presented to you by Blackstone. For our entire broadcasting crew, my name is Mark Schoenster. We'll see you next time. It's been a great game. We got a bunch more here today in USL League One, so be locked in on all the fun here all day long. We'll see you next time, though.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.